know you're still numb, and I know you feel dumb. You so rarely eat, you don't really sleep. You can barely hear me speak and you're clearly weak. But the two of them would want you to keep your health up, and whatever you do, don't beat yourself up, don't. Just remember their spirits are floating above, and they spent their last hour with you showing them love. I can't put it all into a poem, but bruv, it's mad a lie. But what if they had to die? What if they're chilling with your dad tonight? Your mum knows you loved her and you know she cared, so hold your head, don't be scared. I know the documents it says deceased, but at least they're living in a place of peace, fam. They ain't gotta face the streets, fam. They ain't gotta face the streets, fam.
Well, I guess I bit off more than I could chew. She was stressed and I thought a little drive in the coupe was the best way to cure any type of blues. So I sped away, ignoring all the signs they've used on the road, since they made it wrong to drive like a retard so you don't crash your motor into a tree. I drove as if a race was on. It's ironic that I'm far away from those that were closest to me. As it turns out, my decision was shit, and nobody else gets to live with it. I did what I did and the harm's overdone, but now my dad can see my sister and my heartbroken mum. So every cloud does have a silver lining. I started seeing the faces within my eyelids. The feeling that I thought was guilt subsided when I noticed that the two women I killed were smiling. I had to bury what I found in the ground. I felt much better when the flower grew out. It wasn't long before I understood everything. I had a treasure that you can't do without. I had to bury what I found in the ground. I felt much better when the flower grew out. It wasn't long before I understood everything. I had a treasure that you can't do without. Now I know I wasn't guilty, I was really just nervous, because I thought the law would think I did it on purpose. But they didn't even try sniffing around, because nobody came with an eyewitness account. Both passengers died instantly, so they had no choice but to listen to me when I told them the disaster was simply bad luck. Plus I didn't pass a single speed camera. No one knows I didn't drive sensibly, which proves my theory that it was meant to be. I was meant to walk away unhurt. They were meant to soar away from earth. Can't believe in God no matter how hard I tried. My parents did, but I guess that when my father died, he knew fate would hand me this task of mine, so he could see his wife and daughter in the afterlife. I had to bury what I found in the ground. I felt much better when the flower grew out. It wasn't long before I understood everything. I had a treasure that you can't do without. I had to bury what I found in the ground. I felt much better when the flower grew out. It wasn't long before I understood everything. I had a treasure that you can't do without. I didn't deserve something so precious after the things I've done. I'll miss you always, and if you see my father, give him my love. I made a sacrifice, I think it's fate that you went when you did, cause the place where a crash took your life is the very same place that you met when you were. I had to bury what I found in the ground. I felt much better when the flower grew out. It wasn't long before I understood everything. I had a treasure that you can't do without. I had to bury what I found in the ground. I felt much better when the flower